All right. I'll give the camera for my friend, and then I'll walk around the car and tell you something. All right. First of all, sorry for the background noise. We are currently in the shade next to the street, so some occasional cars will go by, but I hope this won't interrupt us too much. Thanks, Jim, for inviting me to show off my car. Currently, this is not quite a 7, but I think it's quite all right to show it. Maybe somebody will find it quite interesting. So, probably I'll start with a little bit of history about the car. Once I saw the YouTube episode about the Ariel Atom in the Top Gear series, I decided that, okay, this is something very interesting for me. I would really like to build something like this. At the time being, I was not really sure if I will be able to make it at all, but well, apparently it looks somewhat similar to that. The chassis is completely custom made. I don't have any blueprints or anything like that. Everything was just made on the go. From time to time, guys, once they see this project on YouTube, they ask me for the blueprints, but sorry, I just simply do not have it. So, about the car itself, it weighs around 700 kilos, a little bit less, with all the full fuel tank and everything. The engine is a 2.4 liter Volvo 5-cylinder turbocharged engine, which produces currently 200 kilowatts of power. And yeah, effectively this results in quite nice power per ton ratio. So this thing can drive quite fast. Seats are, I don't know, also just bought from somewhere, and I changed the leather on those to be a black one to match the panels made here. Currently, panels are made out of aluminum, but just for the test purposes, how to look like. That's a dashboard, the speedometer, tachometer, oil, water, temperatures, turbo pressure. Well, and that's more or less all about the car. I'm not really sure what else would I tell about it, but well, if you have some questions or something like that.
So Tadas, can you hear me? Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, great. I had a little technical hiccup at this end. It's a really cool engine. I got to be upfront with you. I'm not as familiar with it as many others are, especially you in Europe. Yep. That engine, I saw on one of your videos that you recammed it. Is that the same engine, or did you replace the engine?
Well, unfortunately, I had to change the engine because in one track day I forgot to check the fuel oil level, and I got the engine completely ruined. But for the first original one, that's correct. I changed the intake cam because it was taken from the naturally aspirated engine, so therefore it has longer phases of rotating, so it pushes not pistons but valves a little bit more, so it technically should produce a little bit more of a torque, but it actually did just few newtons, nothing really noticeable.
It sounds absolutely intoxicating. I love the sound of that engine. Now, obviously, you have some experience with software engineering. That's what it says about you on the web. Did you completely design that yourself, and did you use a CAD program?
I actually tried to use a CAD program, and I had the chassis designed in the CAD program, but those pipes are quite thick. So when I had to bend those, I understood that it will be really hard for me to match the actual CAD design. And if it will be different for a few centimeters, it makes no sense for me just to follow the CAD because it won't simply match. It would be much easier for me to if I would be having the chassis made completely by the CAD, because then the body panels would be much easier to make. and now I have to guess it. So actually, I did it on the go. I didn't do anything by the CAD. Yes, I
Well,
software.
I'm not knocking it. I think it's absolutely fabulous. I just was wondering if you use the CAD program, or because that's your expertise in that background. And I noticed that the radiator is on the front of the vehicle.
Yep.
Was that a design feature that you wanted to put in from the beginning, or was that, how did that come about?
Well, to be honest, I wanted to put the radiator in front for two reasons. First of all, the rear end doesn't have any space for that radiator except for the very rear, which will produce some heat behind the engine itself. So it's not the best way to cool it down. Here, the radiator itself gets the best airflow through the radiator, and I made some aluminum pipes, quite thick ones, going beneath the car to the engine, and this also enables to have a little bit more liquid in the system, the coolant itself, and therefore the engine does not heat it up so dynamically. Well,
and bonus, I think it keeps you nice and warm in the fall.
Well, in summer you don't have to be warm, but in winter you don't really drive. So because it's really cold here in winter, and in summer, for example, today it's plus 30 degrees by Celsius. Sorry, I don't know how to translate those to Fahrenheit, but it's hot.
It's fabulous. I mean, I know nothing about Lithuania other than my wife has family that came from there two generations ago, from Vilna Gaberna. But the only thing I know about Lithuania is that it's one of the three Baltic states, the Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia, and of course your culture is unique and different from the other states. So it's really cool to see the car and people who are nuts about cars in Lithuania.
Yeah. Actually, there are quite few guys here in Kaunas as well to making such cars, but they, for whatever reason, does not really want to show it, even though those projects are really cool. My friend makes a car which has all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive.
Yeah,
cool.
All-wheel drive.
Yeah. Well, I noticed in your garage, you in one of your videos, I think I mentioned in a text I sent to you that I saw another low cost, and I was wondering if that was yours, and you mentioned to me it was a friend's. Is this your first adventure into car building?
Actually, not really. The car itself, it's the first one for me, but before I made a trike, so not the reverse trike, but a normal one with a motorcycle engine in it. But it was quite some time ago. I was still in high school back then. So, and it was like not very successful project. So that's actually my first build of a car.
Wow, it's gorgeous. I'm going to link it to one of your other videos so that people can hear the tone of that engine, but it is absolutely intoxicating, and with those 5 cylinders humming, it just must fly.
Yeah. The sound is something between the V-shaped engine and something below between 4 cylinders in line. So it's very unique. It's neither V6 nor I4. So it's something different.
It's gorgeous. Well, Tadas, I'm going to say thanks an awful lot, especially for you making the time to do this. I mean, I always say we're looking for victims, and you volunteered. It's fabulous. I really can't put to words how much I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, if you have any more victims that you might know, please send them our way. We would love to see more cars from Lithuania.
Yeah, actually, I have some people in mind, so I will definitely tell them, and maybe they will want to do the same thing.
Wonderful. So I'm going to let you go and have your supper now, because it must be getting late for you.
No, it's all right. We have some few hours of the sunshine, so.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say thank you so very much. one last walk around the car, if you don't mind, and then we can tune
Sure.
out.
Sure. I'll start it for you.
Wonderful. I'm ready. That sounds so good. That's Volvo power for you. Thanks again, Tadas. Have a great day and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
You bet. Bye.